back again to talk some more college
football.
College football. We are already down to
the nitty-gritty.
The end. No, we're not down to the end yet. This is not the end of. I don't want to think about the end of college football. 6 long months of no football.
Wait.
Or 8 months. We don't want to talk about the end of college football, but we are getting late into the season to where you need to win.
Or you're in the Care Bear Bowl.
Or you're in the Care Bear Bowl. Or the music something backyard burger bowl or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to talk about our winners and losers of week 11. We've already finished week 11. So we're going to talk about the winners and losers of week 11. And then we have a very special dumpster fire of the week this week. A brand new dumpster fire of the week this week. And then we will talk about our winners and losers, who we think the winners and losers is going to be of week 12 coming up. And we are getting late in the season where you need to really show who you are right now. But anyways, we'll talk about what happened. We actually had a Friday ranked top 15 game. And that's what we do. We talk about the top 15. We had Cincinnati at the South Florida Bulls.
And Cincinnati took care of business for the most part.
Yep, they won by 17. It wasn't close this time anyways. At least they won by more than 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So they and going from Cincinnati to South Florida, that's a pretty good trip down there. The Bulls aren't the best in the world this year. But still, that was a good, solid win going down there. Cincinnati is still number 5 looking in from the outside on the playoffs. But the way things go, I still think they might make the playoffs.
They might, possibly.
It's going to take some people losing in front of them, but look what's happened so far. It could happen. Somebody could lose in front of them. It could very happen. Really, really easy. We'll jump on into Saturday's games. We had the Georgia Bulldogs taking on our Tennessee Volunteers. Again, Tennessee looked really good starting out. They actually took a 7-0 lead, but Tennessee just doesn't have the depth
to take on a team
like Georgia. Halfway through the third quarter, Tennessee just ran out of juice because we just don't have the rotation. We've got plenty of talent. We just don't have enough talent to keep the rotation, keep everybody fresh.
To put on the most points they've allowed all year.
The most points Georgia has allowed the entire year to Tennessee.
It was to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an accomplishment going against that defense.
That defense was averaging giving up 6.6 points a game.
And then we managed to
Tennessee scored 7 on the first drive. and we squeezed 17 out of that. And we had more chances than that. We went for it on some fourth downs that we could have kicked field goals. I mean, we could have probably put up 25, 23, 20, 26 against them, but we went for the gusto instead of kicking field goals, which is what they needed to do. I mean, scoring 27 points against them versus towards 17 ain't gonna win the game for you. So you had to go for it, and we went for it. We just didn't have the depth.
Don't have the talent yet
to really say. Again, I think the guys we got are really good talent. We just don't have enough of them.
We don't have enough talent.
You run out of juice. You run out of strength. You run out of endurance. It's just hard to do for fourth quarters when you don't have that good rotation. Losing 36 players in the offseason, 51 or 54 or something over the past 2 seasons, that'll eat up a team. It's hard. And it actually came out, just to throw some Tennessee stuff here, of the FBI, the Power Index, that Tennessee has played the toughest schedule in the country this year. So we're on the verge of maybe being 7-5 with a first-year coach, losing 36 players.
That's an accomplishment when you lose that many players.
Mm-hmm. So us Tennessee fans, we are happy with Heupel. Make a little rhyme. Happy with Heupel. But anyways, we'll get back to the count off again. We had New Mexico State getting slaughtered by the Alabama. They got trampled. Those elephants trampled them.
That was a merciless beatdown.
If
there ever was a merciless beatdown.
If I remember right, we actually thought Alabama probably would cover the spread, and they did. 59-3.
I didn't realize New Mexico State was that awful until I actually watched them.
56 points.
They are really bad.
That was really, really bad, yeah. But, hey, Alabama done what they're supposed to. Alabama's trying to prove right now, too, that they are who they've always been. And they want us to believe they're... I still don't know. I mean, New Mexico State's really bad. the test will be told whenever it comes down to
SEC championship.
maybe even the last at Auburn game.
Yes.
Because they're at Auburn this year.
Yep.
It seems like they've lost a lot of games at Auburn. So, so that will tell the tale. But Alabama did what they're supposed to. We had Michigan at Penn State, the battle of the big games. Big Game Jim versus
Big Game James.
Yay! And who won? Big Game Jim.
Yep.
Michigan pulled it out 21-17. It wasn't a high-scoring game.
And it looks like Big Game James might be going elsewhere this offseason, maybe.
He started out strong and has dropped off considerably over the past 4 or 5 games.
Yes.
So it wouldn't surprise me.
Big Game.
Losing the big game might have cost him his
Big Game James.
his job or something. But hey, Big Game Jim,
another one.
He still got his job. He's still got his job.
He's got his job at Michigan for the next 100 years.
Yeah, give him a lifetime contract. But anyways, Michigan did pull out the game. We had one of the not surprisers of the week. I think it's Oklahoma Baylor. I think we actually picked Oklahoma, but I think we also put a note. Don't be surprised
if Baylor wins, and Baylor did win.
Baylor didn't win. Oklahoma took their first loss and probably took themselves out of the playoffs
Considerably, pretty much.
by losing 27-14
To Baylor.
At Baylor. So now again, Baylor's not a pushover. Baylor's number 13. So, but that was a game that Oklahoma really needed to squeak into the playoffs again. So I think that has taken them out of the playoffs. We had number 19 Purdue at number 4 Ohio State. I keep forgetting. People won't understand who I'm talking about if I don't put the in front of Ohio State. So it's the Ohio State. They did kick the crap out of Purdue, though. I mean, they did.
59 points.
59-31, and it was worse than that. What was the halftime score? It was
like 42 or 45-7 or something.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they pulled back on kicking the crap out of them. I mean, they felt sorry for them after they kicked the crap out of them and let them up a little bit.
How about the offense for the Buckeyes lately?
It has
40 points a game on average, at least.
They're blossoming at the right time. Now that loss at home to Oregon doesn't look so bad because Oregon's still top 4 team. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see because the Big Ten championship game will be a little more competition than what it has been lately because you've got some
Wisconsin and Iowa on the other side.
Yeah. Plus they've still got to play Michigan.
And Michigan State.
So down the stretch here, we'll see just how good Ohio State is because they don't have an easy schedule finishing out. They're going to have to play 3 or 4 top 25 teams maybe there at the end. So we shall see. We had Maryland, at Michigan State.
Michigan State
7.
beat them fairly good, a 19-point win.
40-21. You beat somebody by 19 points, you're doing a pretty good job. Maryland, again, is not fantastic this year. They're not horrible either.
They're just an average bowl team that goes to the Care Bear Bowl.
Yeah, they'll go to the Care Bear Bowl. the Rainbow Bright Bowl. It's time, boo people. They're gonna have 100. We didn't have all the bowl games this year. There's gonna be some Crayola crayon bowls out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some Etch-a-Sketch bowls. There's gonna be everywhere out there. Oh, we had Texas A&M number 11 at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss got a key victory.
Again, we told you don't be surprised if Ole Miss wins this one too.
Ole Miss has a defense. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. I didn't know Lane Kiffin had defenses. I know Monty Kiffin had defenses, but I didn't know Lane Kiffin had defenses. But yeah, they only gave up 19 to Texas A&M. And honestly, I thought Texas A&M was a little overrated. So they slipped up and beat Alabama. Woo! Now let's move them into the top 10. No, they shouldn't have been up there to begin with. But honestly, Ole Miss maybe a little overrated too. So, but Ole Miss won by 10, and that's really all that matters. We had number 9 Notre Dame. Put an N on that. Notre Dame taking on Virginia, and man, the Cavaliers, Cavanaughts. 3 points.
28-3. Don't look.
28
Don't
to
look
3.
Atlanta.
Don't look Atlanta. That's the score.
But Notre Dame did tap dance all over them.
Yeah, again, Notre Dame's overrated too. Notre Dame's a good team, but I don't think they're a top 10 team. We've just had so much disparity or parity or whatever you want to call it into the games this year. There's been so many losses and so many. It's hard to, that's why we really need that 18 playoff or the 12-team playoff. I think a 12-team playoff. I don't care. That way, at the end of the season, that team is probably the best one. We had number 16 NC State taking on number 12 Wake Forest.
That was definitely a very high scoring game.
Yep, 42-45. Wake pulled it out with a field goal there.
And Wake Forest trying to fight their way to an ACC title.
They should. Again, I think with Wake Forest was lost last week, and I think the ACC and now the Big 12 are out of the playoff talks. But they can still finish strong, play some good New Year's Day bowls, Stay out of the Olive Ole Bowl. Okay, we had TCU taking on number 10 Oklahoma State, 63-17. That was a
dear gosh.
TCU's definitely down this year. Didn't they just fire their coach?
Gary Patterson's gone.
Yeah, Gary Patterson's gone. He's been there forever. I like Gary Patterson. I guess soft spot for TCU. I like that's just the Horned Frogs and the color scheme and everything was pretty cool. But
got the dog
crap kicked out of them that week. And then we had Washington State at Oregon.
Oregon took care of business and squeezed it out at the end.
Yeah, 38-24. It was a little scary there starting out. You were like, why are they letting Washington State hang around? And then they picked it up a little bit and kicked the crap out of them there at the end. So Oregon did what they needed to do to stay at number 3. So that is a recap of the top 15 matchups for week 11. Now it's time for
our dumpster fire.
Our dumpster fire of the week. This is Marty. Say hi to Marty. Hello, everybody. Marty, the dumpster fire. So we've got a brand new dumpster fire for you this week. Check it out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. Hey, and our dumpster fire of the week is
Texas.
The Texas Shorthorns. I mean, Longhorns. Dude.
Horns down.
Dude, they have, they started out with such a promising year. They started out ranked at number 21, won the first game, got in there up to number 15, playing Arkansas.
And they get ran off the field.
And they got destroyed against Arkansas. They actually, they started out 4-1. Right now they are 4-6. And they have lost 5 games in a row. Let's see.
Texas football right now is in the crapper.
They lost to Oklahoma. They lost to Oklahoma State. They lost to Baylor.
All 3 of those losses were when they had a double-digit lead and blew it.
Mm-hmm. And lost to Iowa State.
Where they weren't competitive at all.
They weren't competitive. And then this last weekend, they lost to Kansas, dude. How do you lose to Kansas in football? And I mean, they didn't just lose to them. They gave up 57 points to Kansas. How do you give up 57 points to Kansas?
This ain't basketball.
Yeah, this ain't basketball. This is football. That Kansas doesn't have a football. They fired the coach earlier this year. They ain't got a team. They gave up.
Oh, no. That's just horrible.
20, they let their quarterback go 20 of 31 for 3 TDs. Gave up 24 carries for 143 yards and 3 TDs to the rusher.
Is Texas a trash program right now?
They are having some trouble. They gave up 35 points at halftime to Kansas.
They were down 35-14 to Kansas.
Gave up 35 points at halftime.
Horns down.
And they had to score 35 in the second half just to get within 1 point.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
And just couldn't do it, man. That was just...
How about those Longhorns? How about that defense against Kansas? 57? Yeah, that's the 57. Most they've allowed all year.
Yeah, that was in overtime. Actually, Texas did actually come back and take it to overtime, I guess. But still,
You've lost
You lost to 5 in a row, and the last one to Kansas.
At home. When you haven't lost there in like 20 different tries.
Guess what? Texas gets a bowl game. The Dumpster Bowl. Because they're in the dumpster now. They are in the trash bowl.
Come join Florida in the trash bowl.
Oh, man. Yeah. Florida and Texas right now are like the twin tower. They are dumpster fires, just burning.
How about Florida's defense against Samford? Gave up 52.
Oh, my gosh. Not Stanford.
Sam Ford.
Sam Ford.
This might be a dual trash.
I don't know. Texas gets the dumpster this week, but man,
Florida's got a piece of
you
that.
can still smell the gator tail burning pretty strong.
When you score 70 points, Florida, and you only win by 18 over Samford.
Yeah, when you had to score 70 to win against Samford. That's bad, man.
Their defense is so awful.
It's
I thought
terrible.
Texas's was bad against Kansas.
I know, no, Florida's defense, but still though, you gave up 57 to Kansas, and I don't know if you totaled up Kansas's points this whole year, it's probably not 57.
Yep.
And they gave it up in one game to Kansas.
Someone donate Kansas an invitation to the Care Bear Bowl.
Oh, I don't know, man. That is just horrible, dude. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our Week 12. We got some pretty good games coming up this week. First of all, though, Georgia they got a bye week this week. Not really, but they're playing Charleston Southern, so it's a bye week.
It's a bye week. They're going to win by 50 points.
Yeah, it's so high that I don't even think they have a spread open on it. But Georgia's going to win by 50. Yeah. One of the big games of the week is number 7 Michigan State at the Ohio State. Number 4 Ohio State. Ohio State is favored by 19 points.
That's a joke line.
They're favored by 19. So, I mean, Ohio State's offense lately has been pretty good. But 19, what do you think? Do you think Ohio State will win by 19? I'm taking Michigan State. I mean, I'm going plus 19.
That's too much points.
I think so. I just got a feeling Michigan State has got a little something to prove, you know. They're not Purdue.
They're not Purdue. They're not a team with enough. Michigan State has beaten Michigan this year.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take some plus 19 there. We'll see how it turns out. We got number 10 Wake Forest at a unranked Clemson. That still seems weird.
That's bizarre. That sounds still strange.
Number 10 Wake Forest at unranked Clemson.
We all know Clemson's offense.
Ain't that backwards?
We all know Clemson's offense is a pile of doo-doo.
Yeah.
Which is very unusual for that program to have a bad offense.
Yeah, Clemson is 7-3. They're not horrible. Clemson is favored in this game over Wake Forest.
Maybe I smell a little bias there, or maybe an upset.
Maybe Clemson's catching 4.5. I mean, Clemson's laying 4.5. I'm going to take Wake Forest plus 4.5. I think Wake wins it straight up, to be honest. And when you're catching 4.5 points, we got Iowa State at number 13, Oklahoma. Oklahoma drops 5 spots.
I pick Oklahoma here.
Yeah, Oklahoma again.
Bouncing back after a loss to Baylor.
Yeah, they're favored by 3.5. I think they probably win by double digits, to be honest. We got number 8, Notre Dame, taking on Georgia Tech.
Anyone call him exterminator?
Yeah, so they're going to be some Yellow Jackets. They're going to say the Hail Marys on the Yellow Jackets and kill them. Georgia Tech's not good this year. They're 3-7. Notre Dame should take care of that pretty easy. I think the line's 17. Sounds about right, probably.
Yep, sounds about accurate.
Sounds about right there. We got number 21, Arkansas. Arkansas is falling down to 21. Taking on number 2,
Alabama. I like to call Alabama the Gumps.
Yeah, Alabama in this one is also favored by 20.5.
So you got the Gumps 20.5, or do you want to pick it lower?
I don't know. I think that might be too many points too for Arkansas.
For the Tide?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm hugging the dogs this week, but I'll probably take Arkansas plus 20.5. Again, I think it's going to be a 17 to 20 point game, but if you're under 20, that's all you're looking for. We got SMU, which has had a pretty good year. They were ranked at one point in time, taking on Cincinnati. At Cincinnati.
That's probably going to be a tougher game.
I think it will be tougher. Cincinnati's favored by 10. Again,
I might pick the Bearcats.
I think the Bearcats will probably beat them by 13. That's the number that's flying around in my head. It might get dangerous at the end. That line might be in danger either way right there in the end. It might be one of those, if they kick a field goal, it's under. If they get a touchdown, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It might be one of those two. But I still think Cincy has it there. We got number 6, Michigan at Maryland.
So we got bigger game Jim Harbaugh.
Bigger game Jim. They're favored by 15.5. Bigger game Jim's got a fat line.
You want to pick the bigger game Jim line?
I'm going to go ahead and lay on it. I think if they can, if they can take care of Penn State in Penn State by 4, then I think they'll probably go into Maryland and beat the crap out of them. Maryland's really not that good this year. We got Nebraska, 3-7 Nebraska. Man, they're in trouble, ain't they?
Yeah.
That could be an outside the top 15 dumpster fire right there. That could be a dumpster fire. But at number 15, Wisconsin. Wisconsin has jumped back into the
guys.
Hey, Badgers, we haven't seen you guys for a while. How you doing?
They played their way back here.
They played their way back in again. Wisconsin.
They've won 6 straight football games.
6 straight. So they pulled it together. They're favored by 10. I think they'll win by.
Pick the Badgers.
I think they'll win by more than 10. Yeah. Nebraska's struggling. Wisconsin's on the rise. I'll take some Badgers. Yeah. We got number 14 BYU. That's right. BYU's number 14.
BYU. The Mormons are back.
Taking on a bad Georgia Southern team. And they're favored by 20. BYU.
Cougars.
I think it's 46-13 or something. Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout. Number 11, Baylor. Yeah, that's right. Baylor has jumped
back into the 11. They've been good in athletics recently, especially with their basketball program.
Yeah, they are at Kansas State, and Kansas State is not a bad team either. They're 7-3. Baylor's 8-2. Kansas State's 7-3. Kansas State is favored by 1 point.
I'm gonna squeeze Baylor in here.
I would probably pick Baylor too. You got 1 point to play with, but basically, if Baylor wins straight up, you got it. So I think Baylor wins. And in another really good game, we got number 3 Oregon at the Utah Utes.
I heard the Utes are a little pesky.
But this is my lock of the week.
You want to pick Oregon here?
Oregon is catching points. Utah is favored. Utah is favored by 3. I'm taking me Oregon plus 3 and saying, thank you very much. Yes.
Quack.
Quack. Quack. Yes.
I wonder if there's a quack bowl that Oregon wants to participate in.
I know the doggonest matchup I think has won 4 or 5 in a row, and you got the number 3 team trying to stay in the playoffs. I think Oregon wins straight up by 10. I mean, I think it's that good of a game for them. A couple of last games, we got Vanderbilt. Yes, they are still playing football.
Yeah, I didn't know Vanderbilt was a football program.
This is the
Did
biggest.
They remember that they were a football program?
Probably not, because they're only 2-8.
They're an awful football team.
A couple times this year they showed up. Against UConn they showed up, because UConn is
wretched,
really bad. But they are at Ole Miss with our fattest line of the week, 36.5 points.
I want to pick Ole Miss, and I'm not running them back.
47-10 doesn't sound out of range, and that's 37 points. And then last but not least, we got number 9 Oklahoma State in the top 10 now, going to Texas Tech, and favored by 10. I think Oklahoma State pulls that.
The Pokes get there.
Yeah. So that is it, guys. That is our college football for the week. We hope you had some fun with us. Hit a comment down here. Let us know what you think. Share us with your friends. Hit the like button, the subscribe button.
Groovy baby button.
And the groovy baby button over here somewhere. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.